What's up, guys? Welcome back to JSig Poker, where I bring you guys tips, tricks, and strategies on how you guys can make more money playing PLO at your live online games. So if you guys want to learn and get better, hit that like and subscribe button. I come out with videos every 3 days, anything from vlogs, live streams, tutorials, hand reviews, everything like that. And today I'm going to be playing 25 cent, 50 cent on global poker. This is just going to be a regular play and explain. I hope you guys have fun enjoying it, alright? So let's get to the action. I'm still waiting for a table right now. I haven't played on global poker in a while. I mainly switched to live app games, and so I'll be doing some hand reviews on that as well sometime. But let's check out the action. Hopefully you guys, we can get some fun, exciting hands. Maybe book a win today. I'm waiting on this other game as well. Shadow Showdown seems kind of like a fishy player. I saw him, he's got some funky bet sizing, so I feel like he could be doing some things that are unconventional. Definitely gonna try to sit at this game. Trying to... Pretty bad hand in the big blind, just gonna fold that, very gapped. That's interesting, he opens from under the gun but checks back twice on this board. Looks like possible a king, king, queen maybe, but then Biloxi just pots it. Decent hand here, Jack 7, 9, 8. I'm going to fold this in the small blind. I almost just want to play it. Just because I feel like post-flop these guys don't play so well. But yeah, I'm just going to fold actually. We're dominated a lot by higher rundowns, higher suits. Plus we're out of position. And the rake is high at 25 cent, 50 cent. So you got to play a little bit. You could try to definitely steal some pots, but I want to get out 2 out of line. Alright, wow, we got a bet, a pot, and a repot, and a call. What does he have here? Interesting turn. He could, pocket aces gets there. He folds. Could have had like 5-6, maybe? King, king, 5-6. So we're definitely seeing some unconventional lines already, which is good. Good sign for us. I do want to try and get in this game. Alright, we got an all in here with the straight. Ooh, versus a boat and a flush draw and a gut shot. Wow, monster. Definitely opening this. Definitely going to call versus under the gun. My strategy is going to be really try and outplay these guys post-flop. I feel like I should have a pretty good edge, so I may open up my range a little bit. That is a good flop, my friends. Definitely going to raise this. We could be up against wraps with worse flush draws. We have a blocker to the 7. He really shouldn't be betting this flop out of position, because he doesn't really have 6-7 a lot, or a lot of hands that hit this board. Yeah, we do take it down. He could have had like a open-ended with a king high diamond. That could have been possible. Although I do like check calling most of my range in his position. But now we know it's possible for him to be c-betting light on that kind of board. So these are things we should always take note of. After all, we want to exploit as much as possible. That's really how you maximize profits. Alright, wow, we got a big pot brewing on here. I think it went raise, pot, call. C-Nax has a ton of flush draws here. And he times out, Shadow. Wow, pocket jacks he did that with? What in the world? That is definitely interesting. That is called street poker. I'm gonna open it up slate with the Jack 10, 10, 5. Just looks very weak, him lipping in, and he was. And his bet call on the flop with that king eye flush draw was very, very light. If Shadow has a nut flush draw, he could be, you know, very, very dead. We're going to open this up if it folds to us. I'm just gonna fold. I don't like playing this multi-way. Get into a lot of trouble without any suit. Alright, I think I finally got these tables sized up right. That's interesting. C-Nax bets 2/3 on this very wet board. Could possibly have a really big hand. That's interesting. He checks the turn. I don't like betting so small on that flop. It's so draw heavy. I would rather just him pot it. King, queen, 5, 6. Little loose, but I think it's still an open. It's a decent flop. Do we bet or do we check? I think we should probably bet. Seems pretty weak. Although I don't like getting check raised. I think I'm gonna check back. Besides a flush. Oh, on this board definitely 3 betting versus the weakest range. Gonna call here. He could have 9-7, 2 pair, straights, 10 jack. It's actually a decent river. Max leads out pot. I think we have to call with our 5 blocker, blocking the straight and the king. I think we should look him up here. Oh, he does have the nuts. Nice hand. I do like him potting the river just to be polarized. I probably would have folded just because people don't really pot as bluffs, low stakes. I'm gonna slow down this time. I think he should just raise that. I don't think max entropy should have just a potting cold 3-bet, a cold 3-bet calling range, and then just a pot bet on that 10-3. I don't like it. I guess unless he has like 10-5, 6, 7 or something. I'm actually gonna ISO versus the guy who just posted. That's definitely a sign of weakness. Now I'm gonna want to see a turn here. I'm gonna keep calling. I'm probably gonna bluff this river. Maybe a half pot. He shouldn't really have a lot of ace-x in his hands. I feel like he just missed. Probably get him off, potentially get him off a jack. 9-5-3, I'm gonna check back, and we take it down. Nice. I'm gonna check back because I'm kind of capped. I'm actually gonna look him up here. You could have some bluffs, 4, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. If he bets here again, I'm gonna fold. I don't think there's any merit in betting. I think he should have went for value. I have a lot of overpairs there. But yeah, it's just very passive play so far, as I expected. Jack, 5-3, pretty bad hand. I'm gonna let that one go. AGP limps on the button. You can tell he's just very, very passive weak. So definitely want to take note of that. Weak, passive. Shadow seems pretty aggressive. This is a pretty loose hand, but because Shadow's in the blind, I do want to play. AGP limps in and got pretty bad hand here. C-next 3 bets, and we're definitely cannot fold. You can have a lot of hands here. It's actually an interesting flop. We have mid pair. You could have like Queen, Jack, 10, King, Ace, Queen, Jack, 10, etc. If he bets, I think we have to call with the pair, backdoor flush draw. This actually may be an interesting turn for us to barrel. Do we want to fire though? What are we gonna get him off of? Like King, King X, King, Queen, Jack, 10? It's possible. I don't think we need to bet too big. Possibly get him off like Ace, Ace, 8, X. He shouldn't really never hit this turn. If he jams, it's pretty unfortunate. We have to fold with our outs. So I'm kind of curious if this would be a check or bet. How we get away with it. Alright. It's definitely a better turn for my range. But yeah, we've seen him be aggressive. When he's got it, when he's drawing, he tends to slow down. So it's a good thing to note. Got a big pot brewing on table 1. Then we got an open, call, squeeze, call, call. Shadow's been very aggressive. I can see him betting a lot of hands on this board. I feel like the percentage, or the odds of him betting is pretty high. Yep! Guys, I'm good. And he does bet big. Playing if he check raises, I can definitely see him having hands like aces with spades, aces with open-ended. Let's see what he does though. Max has been pretty passive. And as I say that he does limp in, yeah, we're gonna check. I was gonna bluff this thing because he's so passive, but I don't think I need to anymore. I might just bet small in case he has a straight. He actually has the nuts, which is okay. Pretty bad queens under the gun, but this game is so passive I just want to open. I'm not really afraid of him. I'm gonna fold weak kings to the cold 3-bet, and we get a very, very... I'm gonna pot this board. If AGP was aggressive, I would look to check raise possibly, but I really just need to protect my hand from all the flush draws and straight draws. We can also balance this with hands, flush draws with straight draws, and we take it down. I do have some notes on this guy, but that was a long time ago, so... Ooh, great hand here. I expect Max to call, Ite to possibly call, Shadow, call or 3-bet. Definitely going to just half pot here. Could have a lot of King X. Got back doors. And I think I'm going to continue here. He could have 10X with a straight draw. If he calls again, I'm most likely going to shut down because he's very passive. That's very interesting, right? I almost just want to block. Like maybe 350 in case he has like King X. Wow, okay. He's just calling down I don't blame him for that. I think it's just unfortunate. But I am going to call. Again, we're using our position and post-flop advantage. We flop a gut shot with an ace and some back doors. If he bets big, we're just going to have to give it up here. Of course, got to give it up. I'm going to fold this. If it folded to me, I would have opened. If it was a nut suit, I would have called. Would have been a decent flop, though. Now he pots it. That's interesting. Pretty bad hand here with the gap 6. But these guys are so ridiculously passive, I might just keep doing it until someone starts to hold me accountable. I might just start calling wider too, just to try and get a pre-flop advantage, or post-flop. Just try to run this table over. This table, I'm going to have to play a little bit tighter, because these guys are a lot more loose behind me, especially Max and Shadow, whereas these guys are a lot more passive. That's a good board. I'm definitely going to check raise, because I do see either Shadow, I can see him definitely betting a 10 and calling a check raise. I feel like if I just check call, I'm not really going to get much to try and bluff. I'm going to check again. If he bets, I'm just going to call. Hope he's bluffing with like 5-6. Yep. And I'm going to time down a little bit. And definitely going to check raise. That'd be great if he has pocket 3s or 10-3. I'm definitely going to... I'm actually going to size down a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to pot. I hope he has 10-3 or pocket 3s. He does. He was bluffing, as I expected. This is a good hand. I'm going to 3-bet. Planet wet. I don't mind 3-betting because Max is cold calling light. Yep, and I expected that. Guys, I can tell the future. That is a terrible, terrible flop. I'm just going to give up here without any blockers. 4-6. I'm going to call. A little bit loose, especially versus under the gun, but again, we're trying to use our... This is actually very interesting. We have a... I think I'm still... These guys are so passive that I'm actually just going to try to bet half pot here. Yep, we take it down, baby. Let's go. The spade helped me, the 8 of spades. And I was contemplating barreling the river, too. I'm going to pot it up. Max and Shadow basically calling every hand. I'm going to check this back with our gutter and overs with the club. Do we want to bluff here? Try to represent a boat? No. I don't think I'm going to get much credit for that. Just try to get to showdown. Although I do want to bet Max out of this, I'm just going to keep up the aggression. He calls. He could easily have an 8 or a pocket 6s or a straight. I know, I'm getting out. I got out of line there. Got a big hand here. I think I'm just going to pot versus passive dude. He's so passive. Just try to get max value. And we're going to continue our aggression. If Shadow 3-bets, do we want to 4-bet this hand? I just might. That's an interesting flop. We have 3 overs, top pair. We're going to bet, and if Shadow raises, I'm going to have to call, because we've seen him check raise with Jack, Jack 3-6. That is an awful turn for us. 4-5 gets there, Ace 3x, Ace 5x, check back. Do we want to get value versus Ace X? We have the strongest trips. I think, is Ace X gonna call me? Possibly. Let's check it out. If he check raises, oh my gosh. We're gonna bet half pawn on this hand. And he's gotta have, how could he possibly be bluffing here? What can he have? This is so strange. Ace Queen. I'm just gonna look him up. Queen 3, nice hand. All right. Yeah, I'm going a little light, guys, but I'm gonna tighten it up. We're gonna pot here with top set. Bunch of draws out there. And he pots. I'm surprised he didn't check raise top 2, but he check raised with Jack, Jack 3-6. So very strange. Versus a min, I think we got a call. Right, so it looks like he's raising or betting big with weak hands and betting small or raising small with strong hands. He also bet really small with top set. Not sure what Biloxi's range here is. Is there any merit in betting to get off hands like 8-8, 7-8, 6x? We got a backdoor, we got a gut shot, we can hit a 5. I do like the bet. Got top 2 on a pretty dry board. I'm very tempted to just check, but I know these guys are pretty passive. AGP is pretty passive. I think I'm just gonna pot for max protection, and we have a 6 for backup. I think the 6 And I'm definitely going to bet again, but really small, to represent the boat. He should not have a lot of 9x hands. Plus we got the ace-queen blocker. If he goes in, I think we have to fold, unfortunately. That's such a bummer, though. I guess he does have a 9. He's never bluffing here, ever. That would be suicidal. That's unfortunate. I guess he had ace-9? He just very passive ace-queen-king-jack as well. Just limped in. Max potting this board. I don't think he should be potting here. It's basically a lockdown board. Sure, there's a flush draw. Now Shadow leads, which is very interesting. Wow, and he pots. Max has got to have a full house here. And Shadow, what is Shadow doing? He folds. As we said, he's potting with weak hands. Wow, he just kind of donated right there. Guys, don't do that. Don't lead bluff after someone pots on a 9-9-8. This is also a pretty weak hand, but I'm just going to keep playing aggressively. This guy's been very weak. Weak passive as well. On pair with a nut flush draw. I really don't like getting check raised. If we get check raised, I think we maybe would be folding. Bet folding versus passive. But I also want to get value from like your flush draws. Right? So he just never really check raises. So if he does check raise, it's got to be like top set basically, which we're not doing well against. I think we have to call at least one because we have 9 clean outs. Let's pray. Oh man, that's an interesting. Yeah, we still can't call. We have a 2 or a 6. I feel like we're getting a little unlucky here. He's got to have like top of his range, pocket jacks. 2, possibly a 6. 6 might not even be good. Just gonna fold. A little bit of a loose call here. Queen 3, 10, 9. He bets big. I'm just gonna give it up to him without any blockers. I'm not sure about that hand, if that was a fold or not. Possibly a 2, 6. So we had about 6 plus 9, 15 outs. Possibly maximum, but probably even not that much. So we probably weren't getting enough odds. Nice flop for us. Just gonna bet half pot. I'm actually gonna raise this up versus a limper, weak guy. If Shadow check raises, I'm definitely gonna get it in. I don't really think anyone should have a 2 here, so we'll just bet half pot. Conka calls, and I'm just gonna give up on this board versus the passive guy. I guess such a small bet. How much do we want to size? Could he have a wrap? I'm gonna bet a little bit bigger. Such a dry. I don't think I need to bet too big. I'm actually gonna limp in with this hand because Shadow is such a loose player. We can possibly hit a jack and stack him. It's a little bit loose. I'm gonna call. That is a good flop, and we're definitely gonna check raise. I don't like leading because there's so many bad turns for us. That's wonderful. That is a great result. We're definitely gonna pot get it in now, and most likely gonna be up against some sort of draw. I'd say like straight draw, flush draw. Hopefully he can have pocket 8s or jack 8. That'd be wonderful. Let's go, boys. Oh, that is a terrible turn. Oh, yeah, we had him dead, boys. Let's go. That is why you play King Jack Jack 5 in a loose game. Very nice. We needed that. I don't really like his 2/3 pot bet into 4 players with top 2 with no flush draw. There's so many bad turns and rivers. And if someone check raises, the most you can hope for is they have a draw or they have you crushed. I also don't like his call pre-flop or limp pre-flop. DJ 3 bets. I think being so connected here, we do have to call. He could have pocket aces. That is a terrible, terrible flop. Oh man, my best friend, and he pots it. Guys, do not pot that flop after 3 betting. There's no point. You're only gonna get called if you're beat, and there's no point potting with pocket aces. Alright guys, we're up 10 bucks. Monster. Monster! I hope you guys are learning something though. When it comes to building reads and exploiting players, we did make a couple of mistakes. Cost us a little bit of money, but I do like our aggression. Definitely gonna 3-bet or ISO this hand. This is pretty interesting. I kind of want to check call. I don't want to bet get it in, and yeah, I'm gonna check call here. But this does hit our board. It does hit our range more. We'll check again. Hopefully see a river. And we may be good. We may be good here. I don't think there's any reason in betting. Yep. Yep. Just super passive all around. Ace 2, 5, 9. Pretty bad hand, pretty gapped. We would have hit. Terrible flop for us. This is a pretty bad hand. I think I'm gonna. Ite is so passive. Just, I don't know, not good enough. Conca has been very, very aggressive so far. He's had it that one time. Maybe he's just picking up hands. That's an interesting sizing on the turn. Still a lot of draws out there, but he only bets half pot. I wonder what that can be. Prey jams repping 3-4. Could he have like 3-4-7 with clubs? Now Conca's put to the test if he had a value hand. This is why you pot the turn. Wow, he jams riff with pocket sixes. That's interesting. And Conca, very interesting. Flop top 2, going to check it back again. Oh gosh, he's gonna give it up. Why not? Don't know anything about his range. Just gonna call here. We have a blocker to the straight flush, so I do kind of want to raise. I don't think he would be checking a flush on this board. Yep, we take it down. Phil coming out hot. It's interesting. 3 of a kind, aces. Do we want to raise it? It's just such a bad hand. I almost just want to pot control and try to take it down on the flop, represent nut flushes, and we don't. Everything but our suits. I want to try and win a buy-in for you guys. I'm just gonna be aggressive. Why not? If DJ starts calling too much, I might fold this hand. It's not really a good hand. I'm gonna check it. With our weak flush. If why not bets, I think I'll have to call. Just because he's shown to be aggressive. Lays, I would be a little bit cautious. I think we're good here. Do we want to go for value versus a small flush or a straight? I'm just gonna check. Yep, we were good. I don't think no one was gonna call us anyways. Look at these hands they're calling with though. King, Queen, 2-8. And I think he had a nut flush blocker. He didn't bet either. How we doing? We're up 20 bucks, you guys. Not bad. It's been an hour, so 20 bucks an hour? I'll take it. Wow, check raises. What? Yes, see, you never want to pot on this board because you're only going to get called if you're beat. And you guess he was bluffing. But on lockdown boards where it's the board is paired, you don't need to bet so big. Unless it's on the river, then you can represent it. And we got aces. Let's win a big one before we... Alright, we're definitely going to just 3-bet get it in versus this guy. If people were 3-betting behind us, I would consider trapping. Let's go, Blaze. Come on. Alright, that's a... Hopefully he has like King, King, 5, 6. King of diamonds. Diamond. Ah, nice hand. That's a pretty good hand. Queen, 9, 9, 8 double suited. Nice hand. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Alright, looks like they got it in. What happened here? I think they were like close to flipping there. Or maybe 60-40 his advantage. Just gonna lead out with a set and a gut shot. There's straight draws out there. We want to check jam. I think we just want to pot just for protection, and we have a set. Okay, we're definitely gonna 3-bet this versus aggressive player. We have a king, so we're gonna bet. I don't think we need to bet too big. Got backdoor flush draw, block top set. If he pots, I think we just have to get rid of it. And we're just gonna pot, protect against King X with flush draws. Really don't want to see a river. Nice, nice turn. Could have a hand like Queen 9 X with diamonds with a gut shot. Alright guys, a couple more minutes, then we'll call it. I'll go over the strategies and my game plan for these particular play pools. These 2 different tables. Just gonna stay aggressive. Even though it's not a great hand, it's pretty gapped, but we're double suited. Would be a disaster if he check raises. I would probably just fold, assuming I'd be up against aces. 4-way, I'm gonna check. If it was heads up, I would have bet. Having 2 backdoor flush draws and a blocker to... Now that's interesting. Now I might want to bet to try and represent aces, and I do block pocket jacks, right? So I think I'm just gonna check. I've been pretty aggressive. I'm a little afraid Kings is going to calm me down, but I was definitely contemplating it. I'm still afraid of someone passively playing pocket Kings here, and I actually would have taken it down. Ite just flats with pretty good hand. Prey opens under the gun. This is kind of close. I think I'm just going to... He's pretty passive, so I think I'm just going to fold here. 5-way. Yeah, I'm going to fold that. Although we do have a gut shot, a queen. Alright, we got mid pair with the gut shot. I think we're just gonna check with no back doors. We have a queen blocker now. I think I'm just gonna check as well. If he bets, we may have to call with our... Or I might even raise. Just gonna check. Ooh, that's a good hand. Limp. He's gonna limp, like he does all the time. Yep. Come on, 3-bet, Phil. I'm aggressive. Limp full. That was disappointing. Alright, so we got the ace of diamonds, but we're 1, 2, 3 way. I'm gonna check. If a diamond comes, I will definitely bluff. Yeah, definitely gonna bluff. Try to get hands like ace 4, ace king, ace 9 off, lower diamonds, and I'm definitely gonna raise this now. I think 13 is fine. And we take it down, baby. Let's go. Because if I bet and I got raised, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to bluff a possible diamond. So I really wanted a pot control there. Alright, last round, last couple of hands. We won bucks. So we won a buy-in. We really didn't get into a lot of pots, big pots, but we won a lot without showdown, which is what my exact plan was. And on this table, we played a little bit tight, and we got in with top set versus top 2. On this table, we bluffed a lot of pots versus passive, loose passive players. And that's exactly how you guys should adjust. Alright. Guys, so you guys like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. A few key points that you saw me employ. Number one, on passive table, I opened up my range. I definitely allowed myself to bluff a little bit more. Played pot control though. And on the table where people were very aggressive, I tightened up. I didn't bluff as much, and I really waited for hands in better spots. And guys, I won 40 bucks in an hour. I didn't really get into any big pots. I didn't cooler anyone. I mean, I got the jack hand, but a lot of that was just me taking down the pots, right? So that's something you guys can employ. Definitely pay attention to people's bet sizing, patterns, if they're loose or passive or aggressive, and what they do on certain streets, certain boards, and that can definitely help you guys build a good game plan for whoever you're playing with, whether it's live or online. All right, so until the next video, you guys, and good luck at the tables.